sharing the screen?
Yes.
No.
So we have Hemalaji, Tracy, Rameshi. Welcome all. And in the interest of everyone, let's start from the beginning of chapter 4 so that everyone can connect easily.
Yeah.
So one of you can take the lead and start. And chapter name is also very relevant. Lead yourself.
Okay. Okay, Vikash, I'll do that. Chapter
Sure.
4, lead yourself. No man or woman is ever fully acquitted of all responsibility. Just as there are inalienable rights, there is such a thing as inalienable responsibility. What is the means? What this means is that everyone leads something. Everyone is in charge of something, even if it is just you. Each one of us is responsible for the choices and the decisions we make. We must all learn to rightly influence ourselves. For people currently working under the authority of someone else, someone they must answer to, what do you think is the number one excuse for failure to do a job well? Here are some clues. It's one word. It's a person, and it rhymes with sauce. When most people think about the challenges of leading when they aren't in charge, the most common excuse they give for their failure is, you guessed it, their boss. My boss would never go for that. She hardly ever listens to my ideas. My boss is just not willing to change. He's not even open to a conversation about it. I'm so frustrated because my boss is so stuck in the past. I mean, she will listen but never does anything about it. It's likely, at some point, we'll all have to work for a bad leader. But that is not an excuse. I say that even though I don't know your situation. I realize there are some bosses who are insecure, unaware, and defensive, and are intimidated if you choose to exercise any kind of leadership when you're not yet in charge. What I'm going to say in this chapter may feel next to impossible. But let me ask you, what is the chance there is still something you can learn in the situation when where you currently find yourself? Even if that chance is one in a million, I'd like to quote my friend and yours, Lloyd Christmas. So, you're telling me there's a chance, yeah? When you aren't accomplished, what do you want to accomplish in the role you are in? It's natural to look for someone to blame. And the easiest target is your boss, especially when you have already concluded that he or she is a bad leader. When you make a judgment about someone, especially a manager, you will persistently look for behaviors to justify the judgment you have made. Then, with your settled judgment in place, like a filter, you look for every possible reason no one else would or could succeed in your role. It is a self-defeating prophecy where you give yourself a pass of your own lack of leadership.
Great. Thank you, Rameshi. So to summarize, if anyone wants to share anything, please go ahead. Okay, we'll keep it till the end. Fine. So, Suraj, you want to take up?
Oh yeah, I can read.
Sure.
The hall pass. Do you remember asking for the hall pass in high school? I do, vividly. In 10th grade US history class, Mr. Truhet had a laminated picture of Han Solo and Chewbacca that read, Hall pass. It's dangerous to go solo. take a walkie with you. That still cracks me up. If you were able to get your paws on that hall pass, you could wander the halls, peeking into every other class in the school to find someone to make eye contact with and hopefully distract them. If someone tried to stop you, you just held up Han Solo and Chewie. Hall pass. The hall pass is a dangerous thing. In school, the hall pass excused any type of behavior. You could be doing whatever you wanted in the hall, and if you held up that pass, you had an out. However, the hall pass does not help us in the end. The hall pass is nice in the moment, but it keeps us from learning things in the classroom that we really need to learn. It keeps us from experiencing what we need to experience to grow. All of us need to be cautious using the hall pass in leadership as well. All right. If you want to grow as a leader, please resist the temptation to use the hall pass of having a bad manager. Even if you are working for a bad leader, at the very least, you can use this opportunity to learn how to avoid becoming the leader you despise when others are working for you in the future. At the end of this chapter, I will offer some thoughts that may be helpful for you. You may be facing one of the toughest questions a growing leader who is not in charge faces. When working for a bad leader, at what point is it time to cut bait and move on? Until then, I want to convince you of a powerful truth that we all need to learn before we go about blaming our managers and excusing ourselves from our next page from our God-given call to lead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Surajji. So
You're welcome.
yeah, Himalaji cannot read, so I am taking it from here. Where the buck stops. Here is a truth you need to know. Your boss is not in charge of you. You are in charge of you. A few years ago, our humorous son, Jake, came home from preschool and dropped a truth bomb in our kitchen. One that one that is still reverberating in my eyes today. It was around 5 p.m. and I had just walked in the house from work. I asked him, "Hey buddy, how was school?" He answered, "Good. After all, he is a male. What else he supposed to say?" He then went to offer a little more detail. "Hey daddy, you know what? No, I don't know. What's up? I'm in charge of me." Instinctively, I cut my eyes at my wife. My look basically said, "Who is teaching him this garbage?" Jenny went on to explain that Jack's preschool teacher makes a huge deal out of that statement. Jake's teacher cannot make Jack Jake pick up his toys after he is finished playing with them. She cannot force Jake to eat his food. She cannot keep Jake from hitting Will for calling him a chicken nugget. And I had to admit that she is right. Jake is in charge of Jake. I have recalled that conversation. I have recalled that conversation so many times because the implication of that truth is so powerful for every one of us. It's not just true for 3 years old, it's true for 31 years old. You are in charge of you. You are in charge of your emotions, your thoughts, your reactions, and your decisions. It is the law of personal responsibility because everyone is responsible for leading something, even if that something is just you. Wow. When you are not in charge, the most common temptation you will face is to abdicate responsibility. Abdic, ab, abdicate responsibility. If they had wanted me to take responsibility, they would have put me in charge. And since I am not in charge of everything, I am in charge of nothing. But this is dangerous. This attitude is not evidence of a lack of leadership, it's a sign of bad leadership. Remember, we are all leaders. You have leadership in you, and if you find yourself abdicating responsibility, I think escaping responsibility that means
Yeah, abdicate
because
sleeping, yes.
escaping because you are not in charge. Set up Step one is to recognize it. Step two is to fix it. And that leads us to the second truth you need to know as a leader. When you are not in charge, you can still take charge. To put this in the form of an old English question of what should you take charge? Great question. For starters, the answer is you. You should take charge of yourself. Amazing.
Yeah.
So now is the time to share our one-liner takeaways. At least one-liner takeaway. It can be a little more also. It's okay.
No, for me, ultimately, it seems to boil down to you. We are in charge of our own happiness.
Yes. Not only happiness. For
Yeah,
if we are not
everything.
feeling happy, means unhappy also, then also we are in charge. I am responsible.
Yeah,
Yesterday or
yeah.
day before yesterday, I was getting this line automatically to my mind again and again. When I see myself in something which is not as per my wish, which is not going as
Mm,
per my wish, and or which is bothering me, I can
mm,
very well relate that this for this also I'm in charge. I am responsible. Somehow or other, I am responsible and I can relate to it. And which I cannot relate, I can understand spiritually that this is the part of my karma for which
mm,
actually this has came to me and I am responsible. In any ways, it is my responsibility to now face it because I cannot blame anyone. It is my own karma. It is my own um, attraction. So law of attraction also says the same. Whatever we want, we are attracting, and whatever we are getting, that also we have attracted at some point or other in our life.
yeah.
So this is the other part. The second part is little hidden, but that is so true. Whatever we are having, whatever we are facing at this particular moment, that also is nothing but our own doings in the past, our own
Mm,
selection or choice of the past.
yeah.
Yeah, anything else? This hall pass, anyone want to explain?
I think hall pass is basically like a timeout. They have it in hockey, right? Ice
Mm,
hockey. There's a
mm,
timeout. That means, I mean, I need a break from the whole thing. I don't want to be caught or punished or whatever, you know.
mm,
So this is like that, the hall pass. If you say that okay, fine, I give up. I'm not a part of this game. I want to walk away, kind of
mm.
thing. So that is what it seems to be. So basically, they're saying that as a
Excuse.
leader, yeah, excuse. As a leader, I mean, as a hidden leader who's not in charge, if you're a
Mm,
team member of a team, let's say in a software development project, we are a team member. But what he's saying is we take charge of our life. So whatever happens to us, even if we get a boss who seems to be irresponsible or who pushes the team towards failure because of his lack of proper skills, at that time, we have to step in and take charge of the situation in such a way that in a most appropriate manner without upsetting the apple cart and do the best that we can that is there in our capacity without blaming the boss. I'm saying that I give up, I can't help. You know?
Right.
That's
Very
what
true.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Very true. Anything else anyone else wants to share?
I'll pass Bikashi.
No problem. Fine. So try to be consistent and let's meet again tomorrow. And I'll be sharing the main takeaways, few actionable points from this from today's reading. It is a short reading today, but still I'll try to share. Thank you all. Have a good day ahead.
Thank you, Bikashi.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Bikash ji.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Suresh ji. Yeah, bye.